Hello! Through this video, we will show you how to create reports of calculations. First, you have to set up your weather and referent conditions. You can choose this icon to add your weather condition. Here, you can set your name of your weather condition, for example, weather 1. You can set your temperature, for example, 10 degrees. Then you can set your I coefficient and you can select if you want to ice load occurs at this weather condition. And you can set your wind pressure and wind direction, for example, this value. Now you can add your referent condition. First, you can set your name, and then you can set your temperature based on critical span or based on custom value. And you can set your tensile stress based on nominal tensile stress or based on custom value. For example, 60 megapascals. And you can set if you want to ice occurs in this referent condition. In the Project Explorer, you can see new added values, weather 1 and referent value. You can edit them if you want through Project Explorer, or you can edit them through this ribbon panel. You also have these default values of your weather and referent conditions. Now we have to set our weather and referent conditions in power line. Go here on Edit Power Line, choose your power line, and set this referent and weather condition. If you go in 3D view, you can see now in 3D view how our referent and weather conditions affect on conductors. As you can see now, after we added our referent and weather conditions, we can create our reports. You can add weather and referent conditions separate between each tension support section. That means that in one tension section you can have one weather and referent conditions, and in another tension section you have different weather and referent conditions. Now we will create our reports. We have 4 kinds of reports. First one is called Sag-tension report, and it represents sags and tensions. You can set from which to which support you want to create your Sag-tension report. Do you want to create for all conductors, or just phase 1, 3, or just one conductor? You can set your temperature range from which to which temperature and with which step. For example, I will choose step 5, and you can save this as TXT extension and axle extension. First, I'm going to show you how to save this TXT extension. And just save your file. And as you can see, this is our TXT Sag-tension report. Here you have conductors data like name, model, cross-section, diameter, specific weight, ice load factor, wind pressure. Then you have your categories data, your span length, rolling span, critical span, maximal sag, critical temperature. And you have 2 tables. In the first table you have sags and tensions for each temperature and with different step. Here is step 5, and in the second table you have load calculations at -5 degrees. So you have your tension and sag at no additional load, at the wind load only, at ice load only, and at the wind and ice load. Then you can have your support report. In support report you have your support loads on your support. First, you can create if you want to print for all supports, or just you want for different poles or supports. You can set, do you want to save this as TXT or Excel? We will choose Excel and press OK. Now we will save our file. And as you can see here, we have some data about support, like type, orientation. We have power line direction, wingspan, and weight span. Then we have a table about conductors and table about ground wires. So we have here model, temperature, ice load, and wind pressure. And we have three tables. The first one represents table of conductor odds on attachment points. The second one represents table of insulator odds on attachment points. And the last one table represents the sum of these odds on support. So you have here sum of XYZ forces on supports. Then the next one, report, and one of the most important is quantity report. You have to choose your power line, and in the opening dialog you can choose from which to which support you want to save your quantity report, and you can choose how you want to save your quantity report. Here we have the first table is called support table, and in this table you have the number of your supports, the name, type, high model. Then you have your power lines data like name, direction change, wind, and weight span. Then we have tables about insulators, about orientation, about model, name, and type. And the last on table is table about conductors and ground wires, from which to which support we have our conductor, what kind of model, name. Then we have nominal tensile stress, span length, rolling span, and wind pressure. And here we have the number of insulator models for each support. And the last one report is called power line coordinates report. And in this report, in the opening dialog, you can choose precision and the one for all supports. And in this report, you have all your supports with your XYZ coordinates. So you have here the name of your support and the type. Is it tension or suspension?